Hello, my name is Andy Scott and I was a sergeant in the Royal Air Force Music Services. I joined the Royal Air Force as a musician in November 1993 and retired from service in February 2016 after 22 years and 3 months. During my time I served in the Regiment Band of the Royal Air Force, based at Royal Air Force Northolt, Central Band, based at Royal Air Force Uxbridge, and in 2009 was posted up to Royal Air Force Cranwell to the Regiment Band of the Royal Air Force after it had been moved up to Royal Air Force Cranwell to coexist alongside the College Band. Then my final move was across to the College Band of the Royal Air Force in 2011, where I stayed until my retirement. At the age of 29, I was fairly late joining the Royal Air Force. I looked into joining up in 1982, but instead went to study abroad in Norway. After my arrival home again in 1983, I looked at it again, but was offered a job in computer management, so went into that. I was very active musically, playing in the Salvation Army Band at Bedford Congress Hall, and then in 1987 in Kettering Citadel Band, and it was from there I went into the Royal Air Force. It was in early 1993 I had a phone call from Ron Young, who was the principal euphonium player in Central Band, asking if I was still interested in joining the Royal Air Force as a musician. I wasn't sure how he'd learned of my interest, but it turned out he'd been speaking to my younger brother Phil, who had joined as a musician on tuba straight from school. I couldn't believe my luck. And the rest, as they say, is history. During my time with the Royal Air Force, I've travelled extensively with the band. To Germany, Poland, Hungary, Switzerland, Cyprus multiple times, that's north and south, Sardinia, the Falkland Islands, the Ascension Islands, and Gibraltar, where we were not only on what I would call it normal parade duties, but played a concert inside the Rock of Gibraltar in a natural cave, an amazing experience. We also travelled to Australia twice, in 2005 and 2010, when the Edinburgh Tattoo was taken to Sydney. A stunning experience, and one that was quite different to the original in that it was warm every night, even when it rained. Also, when travelling to these places, you have the chance to have a look around as well, obviously in between rehearsals, prep and the gig itself, which only adds to the trip. I've already mentioned the Edinburgh Tattoo. I've taken part in the actual tattoo 4 times, and each time meant living in Rosyth Barracks for a month. The barracks are just south of Edinburgh over the Forth Bridge, and they looked after us very well, with all camp facilities being made available to us. The whole show was great to be part of. The rehearsals were quite intense, but to be part of such an historic event was amazing. It was always great to see so many acts from around the world, and many friends were made. I used to enjoy the tri-service occasions too, as it gave us a chance to catch up with colleagues and friends from the other bands in the Army and Royal Marines. The Edinburgh Tattoo has already been mentioned, but the other one was the Royal Tournament at Earl's Court. Unfortunately, due to cuts, this finished in 1999, but although it was very full on, it was great to be part of. Lots of humour between the bands too. You could write a book, but not sure it'd be published, to be honest. I think, though, that the Queen Mother's funeral in 2002 really stands out, not only because of the importance to the country, but also to the importance of it historically. Another great event I was always pleased to be part of was the changing of the guard at Buckingham Palace. I realise it was a great public event, but for those of us in the band on the other side of the fence, it was a very proud occasion, and again, historic. Being in the services, there are many other things open to you. I love sport and was heavily into rugby and played for station, command, and eventually represented the Royal Air Force for 4 years. Again, this meant lots of travel to Germany, Cyprus, Northern Ireland, and all over the UK. Also a superb tour to the United States of America, which culminated in a match against a President Select 15. All this was obviously with the full support of the Royal Air Force Music Services, who supported me in these extracurricular activities. So again, a big thanks to them. I think, looking back, the biggest commendation I could give to the Royal Air Force would be to say that if I could do it all again, I would, and would recommend it to anyone looking for a career in music. I count myself very lucky to have had the opportunity and very proud to have been able to serve. Thank you.